When you think of Bernie Sanders, you might think of someone who's a social democrat, someone who wants to fight for the disenfranchised in the country, someone who wants to protect healthcare and education for the American people, but you don't usually think of him as a fashion icon. However, one designer would disagree with you. So Balenciaga apparently featured a new line that has been influenced by Bernie Sanders and his sense of style. So there's a quick example of one of the things that they decided to show during Paris Fashion Week. And there's another.
I love this so much.
I know, it's funny because I don't know why they went in this direction, but I kind of love it. Now, Bernie Sanders didn't expect this. He was asked about it on CNN. Here's his reaction.
I want to ask you, as a closing question, about something that is admittedly rather frivolous. I want to ask you about this bizarre sighting at Paris Fashion Week from Balenciaga. Take a look. These are a number of people, models on a runway in Bernie clothes. Did you ever think that you would become a fashion icon?
No, not quite, Jake. I think of my many attributes, being a great dresser is, or a fashion maven is not one of them.
Well, apparently there's a designer out there who begs to differ.
I love him. I love everything about him.
Do you want to hear some information about the designer himself?
Sure.
Okay, so it's actually, his name is Demna Gvasalia. I'm not saying it right, but he became famous after his clothing brand Vêtements, which is, I think, what, clothes in French? That's what that means?
Vêtements, yeah.
Vêtements.
Oh my God, that was so
the clothing
hot.
brand Vêtements. Well, there's more to it. He actually went to the Royal Academy of Fine Arts in Belgium alongside many other famous fashion designers, and he's like Serbian. I'm pretty sure he's Serbian. I love this. There's so much irony because like these are like $700 hoodies, and Bernie Sanders wears U.S. Polo Association. Like that's one of the first things I noticed when he walked in, and I'm terrible for that.
Does he really wear that brand?
He wears like the off-brand polo. Like how can you be more of a fucking man of the people than wearing U.S. Polo Association because you just don't care? Like you don't, like, that's like, think about the difference between Hillary Clinton, like how we were talking about you know, the Armani jackets that she was wearing while talking about income inequality, and then Bernie Sanders rocking a Ross Dress for Less clearance bin shirt that is like 3 sizes too large for him. By the way, the Vêtements thing is, that's their shtick. They wear like oversized, they kind of led the fashion trend of like oversized clothing, like very long arms, big puffy hoodies. Anyway.
I'm not a fan of that,
I love
trend.
it.
Well, as you shouldn't be, Anna, but I will say that this is great news for lesbians everywhere, that Bernie Sanders is now coming into style, because I have been dressing like, you know, a 70-year-old man for a while.
Excuse me.
Insane.
You steal my style, and it's not.
But if I didn't have you, you know
Okay,
that I
that's
would
true.
straight
That's
up be
true.
wearing like a big white. I mean, and some people would argue like she's still wearing that, but like the white, like a big white shirt, button-up thing. I don't know. My hair is, you know, it's kind of like Bernie. I would imagine that if Bernie had longer hair, it would be as like messed up as mine. So
Bernie
I think
has
this is
much
great.
shorter hair, and usually it is messed up, and that's one of the more
love him so
admirable
much.
qualities of.
Should I get a Bernie
love him
cut? Is
too.
that what you're saying, Anna?
Do not get a Bernie
I'm getting
cut.
my hair cut on Thursday.
Don't
you could
do-
just
don't
say
do that.
Just buzz
do
the
that.
Just a
yeah.
nice comb over.
Whatever, you have a
So future.
He doesn't do a comb over, first of all. That's
He
Donald
doesn't.
Trump, okay?
Oh yeah, he does.
Yeah,
do
he
a
just
such a
lets
lovable
it
guy.
fly. He just, he's so
lets
awesome.
It fly.
So anyway, just closing comment about this. I love that you brought up the irony because I was going to mention the price of these clothes. $700 for a hoodie is absurd. And especially when you're spending $700 on something that's meant to look like it's affordable.
Okay, you don't understand.
Yes!
You don't understand high fashion. You don't understand high fashion.
I don't.
It's whatever. No, but I totally get where you're coming from, especially because you can manufacture that on your own. You can just go and buy like a regular Gildan hoodie that's like 3 sizes too large. There you go. Here's a quick pro tip to leave you on as far as like high fashion.
And then you could just use like a marker to write. Bernie.
Yeah. Well, they didn't write Bernie. They still put the Balenciaga logo on it, but I
Right.
loved it because I thought it was a tribute to one of the most important political figures of our time and possibly generations to come. And we'll only talk about this very moment like 100 years from now, where like Bernie Sanders changed the freaking game.
It will be a
by,
fun fact in a history documentary where it'll be like, he was so popular, even a fashion line from Balenciaga was released about him.
Yeah, that's something that your brother will quote
Such an
for
idiot.
years to come.
If you want to laugh at some of the crazy things we've said in the past, come become a Young Turks member and watch TYT Classics. You'll love it. tytnetwork.com/join.